Good evening, everybody. I'm back again with another live stream with BLUE-3 because we have June 2025. We have it BLUE-3 month. And this is one of the pads in the pad bank 2, and you see some noise sounds. And if you shut down this oscillator, you have a very nice choir. Ooh, it does. And this noise, yeah, that's cool. And there's also something you can do, is simply pick another waveform. So let me see if I go to the special samples where you have sometimes very odd things, which can be. These go through a vocal filter. So let me shut down the choir. And you see, I changed the speed of the XY, so normally it would be like this. And if you go to the XY page, you can see that it is addressed to the filter 1 frequency. That's the only one, and it changes then the vertical movement. Of course, each voice has its own movement. But if you go to the main screen, again, you can see that you can change here the speed already, if the speed. So I can make it 1/4 of the tempo or half the tempo. You see in the upper screen is the readout. Shows it now also as a little pop-up. Makes a nice pad sound. I should store this one, because if it sounds great, it sounds great, even if you change one thing. It doesn't matter. So let me see the mixer. To have the... With pad sound, I keep normally the velocity pretty low. Yeah, it's a nice sound. So I need to... Cool. So this is the modulation wheel that changes the vowel. Okay, I need to save this one, and I do it this way because I have my own personal folder, and I go to save preset in folder, and I have a folder called Rob Personal, and there I put it in. And then of course I have to give it a name. Pat. Oh, Pat Minimal Fox Smooth. Oh, very long name. Well, why not? Yeah, fits. Then I go checking the manager in the set category. If it's a pad, yes. Soundscape, yeah, could be long attack, long release. That's still valid. It's only sample based in this case. The other one, which was the starting point, was based on noise, white noise. And I noticed a bug maybe on the PC because all the order is messed up here. For some reason, I checked on the Mac and the order is okay. Because today I shared a video, a short one. I start doing shorts. On YouTube, you can go to shorts. They seem to be very popular because 1 hour is of course not a short. So I played the Clangweld presets, one of the cool Clangweld presets, and I was looking ahead of the live stream and I thought, hey, where is it? So maybe I've done something which is not okay. I checked that to John on the Mac. Everything is in order. Should it go? So it starts with 0 and 09, and then it should continue on 10, but 10 is down here. And then the BLUE-2 presets are all then 110 and that kind of thing. So it's strange, and I also notice, well, could be that I'm been a bit sloppy, because in the pads 3, I noticed that there are some non-pad sounds, like this one. So I need to check that out, where that came from, because it should not be in pads. But could be a human error after all. It's human work and things can go wrong. So we have BLUE-3 day today. So again, a nice pad sound. So if I go to this Rob Personal Bank preset manager, I click order by date, and I see that this pad minimal Vox move is now the last one which is added. So and it's a nice one. Of course, BLUE-3 is great for pads. Oh, I see Steve and also Clangweld in the, that's great. So we could play again a few of the Clangweld Bank, which is in BLUE-3. If you're new to BLUE-3, you see a lot of features, but check out the last live stream I did last week. We have some points in there, so the timestamps, so you can go from one thing to another and learn a little bit more about the concept of BLUE-3. And now I see that my webcam again freezes. If I hit the cable, then it does say ping ping and it stops working. So give me 1 second, because otherwise you cannot see my keyboard. So I need to deactivate and activate, and then yeah, it works again. So what is the latest news we have for you? Yeah, we're working on our new plugin. It was planned to be released next week, but we postponed it because in the middle I'm planning a holiday, and after a year of working, it's also nice to have again another record in being lazy. So okay, Clangweld, yeah, that's then definitely an error. So we need to move them in the next version. So for some reason, they landed in the wrong folder. Isn't that odd? But we can fix that. It's not a drama. So here you see I have some stars. But on your PC, if you go down, Gerard, if you go down, do you see then also number 9, 10, and then it continues with number, it should be, because number 12, 11 is missing because we did not have that category. 12, 13, 14, Jamal. So your bank, which is 16 Clangweld 01, is inside here. That one is from 2023, I think, yeah. It's a nice ambient sound. Okay, this is the sound I played in the shorts. It's called Pianissima Morta. So these are all from the 16 Clangweld 01. Yeah, okay, let me see if I have some other things to mention. So we plan a new instrument plugin. It's planned to be released the 22nd of July, that's for sure. So that's briefly after I have my holiday, and then I need to create the tutorial, the introduction tutorial, and of course at that moment we have far more presets as well. Jamal is creating presets, and of course also Clangweld will provide some presets for this new synthesizer, which is a very nice addition to our catalog. So what I wanted to show you, give me 1 second. So let me give this one a the latest news for the guys who like synthesizer music and live close to the Netherlands. In Oorschot in October, Saturday 18th of October, I will playing live at eLive, and that's an event for synthesizer electronic music. And so give me 1 second, I need to check this here. There will be more people playing, bands playing. It's Unisphere will be playing, also other ones. It's a whole day of electronic music. So if you're close to Eindhoven, the little town is called Oorschot, and it has a very nice concert room, and there I will be playing live. And maybe it's nice for you to show you what my setup will be, because I have a picture from last live gig I did, which was also in October, and I did ahead of that also England. But so let me show you what I'm playing. So then this one opens in the wrong screen, so I will tell you my setup if the things are working here, and you hear my okay, so here's my setup. That will be maybe interesting for the ones who like to know that. You see here, you see me playing, and that was then in last year in a very small room. It was very nice. First time that I played in my own hometown. And you see my setup is according this. So here's a mixer, and then you see a little Euro rack here. You see my mouse, Euro rack, that I use for some real-time sequence changing sounds. Normally I would have on front of it a Doppler sequencer, but that I leave at home. It's very small, it's a bit hard to see. Then you see a sequential, the Pro 3 SE, and that one I use also on stage for sequence stuff. So I let the sequencer run, which is inside of it, which goes down through the MIDI connection. And then below it you can see a little fatty, which is also used on stage for doing live tweaking. And then you see on the left side here is my main computer that does all the sequencing, and I use Steinberg and the arranger mode. And the arranger mode allows you that you, for instance, you can cycle between certain bars and do some improvisation, and then you can move on. Then you see here an extra laptop, and I use MainStage as a synthesizer. So MainStage, it uses a lot of course, of our own plugins, and I use here this keyboard, a complete keyboard to play MainStage as a synthesizer. Then you see I have this Prophecy from Korg, which I essentially use for one sound, which has a very nice guitar type of sound. Here's the Waldorf M, which I also essentially use for one sound, because that's I still need to recreate in my own software. And at that time I thought, oh, let's take with me the synthesizer. And of course, if I play next time, I also could maybe use a bit more sounds. But I have some space vibes, which I call it, which is my own preset in originally the microwave one, the original one. And that one can be loaded into this Waldorf M. Although the Waldorf M is a bit sounding more mellow, and so the microwave is a bit harsher. And then you have the Take 5 from Sequential, which I use for playing lead sounds also. So the leads and all these things I'm playing, mainly the Take 5, the keyboard here with the laptop, with main stage, a little fatty, and sometimes a few things on this keyboard which is connected to the sequencer. The rest in the background is doing sequence sounds, and that's cool to do some live tweaking. And of course, yeah, essentially it would be possible to put 2 laptops on stage and play everything by using main stage and another computer for doing the sequencing. But it's also cool to go from one instrument to another to do some spontaneous stuff on the hardware synthesizer, and that also adds a very nice element to playing live. So 18th of October in the Netherlands, if you have time, there will be Unisphere will be playing. Also other artists, I don't recall them yet. Maybe Johan Bertner, I can see, is in the chat room, can mention this. So this is a side track for the lovers of electronic music, synthesizer music. So back now to BLUE-3, BLUE-3 months. This is a very nice sound by Clangweld, by Gerrit Arendt. And you see in the manager, I already gave it some star. This one uses sequencer. And you see the sequencer, last week I told it has a normal and a wave view. The wave view means that each step can have a different wave form. And these sounds can work sometimes very nice if you have a, not sure if a beat is active. Yeah, some cool sounds. So the bank is called 16 Clangweld 01. There are, of course, many great presets in BLUE-3. So that's why we have this star system. So if you're playing around and you think, oh, this is a nice song, I want to use of sound, I want to use it in the next track, or you think it's a nice sound to play with, no problem. Rick and GM. Like it's an organ, Rick Wakeman on the organ, and Jean-Michel César with his fade string. I think that was the joke a little bit, the pun intended, Clangweld, I guess. That one we had also. So this you would think there will be an ARP of sequencer playing, but this is mainly done by retriggering the envelopes. So Oscillator 3, you see, has a retrigger. Oh, Rick right, but Wakeman is fine as well. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, cool. Yeah, Fata Morgana. Yeah, there are many cool presets inside this bank. cool sound. It uses the wine glasses, and the wine glasses came from upstairs, from the crystal glasses my wife has in her collection. And of course, after recording, I put them nicely back. Otherwise, I would be in heavy trouble. So let's go back to the introduction bank. If you have a question, very dry bass. This one uses a pick bass, but on top is a muted guitar. So there are a range of samples on board in BLUE-3 built in, but they focus on essentially synth sounds. So you will not find a real piano, but if it's suitable for synth sounds or suitable in general, this is the pick bass, and top a little bit the muted. Yeah, so all kind of stuff, muted. And of course the sequencer became also ratcheting. Now the trick what I always do is creating a sequence. This is monophonic sequencer. The sequencer, you see it's here having this little square, which means that it is active. The fun part of what I always do to save some time, if I have, for instance, 16 steps as an example, then I go to the command and then say copy 1 to 16 to 1732. Then of course I can make much easier a variation and make the sequencer, instead of 16 steps, 32 steps. I did that already in this one, so yeah, what's the trick to make a wine glass sound great? Yeah, a good microphone, firstly, record it as dry as possible. And that's what we did. My studio is very dry in sound, so if you would go to the default preset, I think we can play the sample dry. I need to see percussive sampled. Maybe it's, I think it's in tune percussion. So, of course, I need to find it. Bass, glass. Different types of hitting. And there's also something. So that was the percussion hit, but there's also another one. I'm not sure where that one is. Tune percussion. Tabla special. Because I just heard it. But okay, finding it back. Oh, wine glass. Yeah. Here also wine glass. Maybe here it is. This is going over. It's dry. It's totally dry, isn't it? Nice already, isn't it? Even if I go now and put in a reverb on it, you already have a great sound. Still dry, but that's because it has not the right output. Destination is dry. No, it should go to the FX. Here we go. So the destination in the oscillator. So there are different variation. And you could do also then granular. And you get some weird things. Oi, 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 oi. Okay, so if you're new to BLUE-3, don't forget to check the playlist about BLUE-3. There are some, also I think some older live streams about BLUE-3. Definitely check out the from last week, from the 5th of June. And one thing which I mentioned, let me see if I can find that one. Here, still my mouse, but that's because of the microphone, which is very sensitive. So I need to recall how I called one. Because there's one sound which I use as an example. In how you can use your BLUE-3, because there are always, this one. You see this preset, there's a variation I created on this preset. Because simply by shutting down, I think, not that one. Yeah. Only by using Oscillator 2. It's somewhere as a separate preset. I think that one was it, yeah. Yeah, I think that was that one. So I simply shut down one oscillator and I got a very nice flute, but I saved it as a new preset, did adapt a few things. And very often you run into simply new sounds because of the many features and the oscillators which you can shut down. So this one uses, for instance, so that's, for instance, is already a nice sound. So picture you have this track running, just as an example. You have just, and then that would be nice, maybe in this track. And if you would have it then as the original preset, maybe it would not fit. Or maybe it would fit, because this one is also possible. And you could say, okay, let's shut down Oscillator 2, maybe that is better. So that's one of the easiest things which you can do if you have BLUE-3 and you think, oh my goodness, so many dials, so many pages, where should I start? Well, pick a preset, shut down one of the oscillators, and sometimes you get a great sound. That's one thing you always can do in BLUE-3. Of course, it's wise to save the preset in your own bank. Okay, I hit it again. So what you could do here is go in Manager and create, just like me, 01 Rob Personal, and that will be in your case maybe 01 James Bond Personal. And then if you have a nice sound, for instance, that one would be nice. If you say, this is nice, you can say, save preset in folder, and then you pick this personal folder, and then you have all the presets together, which you created your own in one folder. And of course, don't forget to regularly backup. So the presets from BLUE-3 are on your PC in Documents, Rob Papen BLUE-3 Bank folder, and on your Mac Applications, Rob Papen BLUE-3 Bank folder. So back it up, because next time, then you can use your presets in a new computer. The star, by the way, is also backed up, but then you need to copy this little text file, which is in the bank folder, to your new computer. And then you also have the star system set again. So let me see if I can show this to you. Give me 1 second, guys. So here I go on my PC on the BLUE-3 folder, and then you have the bank folder, and you see the bank folder here. And then if you go down, in my case, you see some zips, but don't ignore that. But down here, you can see it. Oh, maybe I should make it a little bit higher. Then if you want you copy your over selection, then copy the star text file. Copy that one, and you would have then on your new system also the start preset. So this little file, star.txt, you need to copy over to your bank folder of BLUE-3, and you will have also the SARS system active. Okay, let me check the chat room now. Okay, back to the main screen, the chat room. Yeah, the order is strange on the Mac from the banks. It should be essentially as I showed it in this folder. So I'm not sure what is going wrong. So I just had the... Sorry for my very noisy noise, but it's flying around on a wooden... So if I go back here... So there's something on the PCs with the order of the presets, which is strange. I'm not sure what happened. Could be a bug, but the order would be like this: 0, 0, 1, and then until 16, 17, 19, 89, introduction bank BLUE-2. And then you get all the 001 introduction. That's the one from the original Blue. So, and then it goes down, which is many from the even original Blue presets. So that should be the order. It doesn't appear this way in my PC. Could be on my PC, maybe a problem, or it could be a bug. Of course, in the Explorer 10, we have a special bank, which is also a trade bank, which is the... And you see, I put it here, the Explorer XBank. So that's the special bank only in the Explorer 10. But if you don't have the Explorer 10, you still can purchase this bank for your BLUE-3. It's inside the section of BLUE-3 on the homepage. You have sound sets there, you can purchase it. And I even mentioned to, if you purchase BLUE-3 in the last 2 months, you can drop us an email and you get it for free. So, so check the newsletter, I would say. Because of the analog modeled filters and the analog modeled waveforms, it can sound also very analog. So these are the presets from the Explorer XBank for BLUE-3. And what we did was a nice challenge. So I created a preset, and then Gerald created a variation on this preset. Gerald created presets, and I created variations on it. So for instance, if you go here and you see Sin Random, okay, the preset name, Randominator by Gerald, that's original his preset, which is. And then I created a variation based on that one, and that's version B. Which totally different again. Or I had, for instance, a bass, lead da bass. It's a very bassy lead sound. And then Gerald made this variation. Cool, isn't it? So there's a YouTube video where I play some of the presets. So it's not in the basic version of BLUE-3, it's a trade set. But if you own the Explorer 10, then you will have also these sounds. Yeah. Let me check again the chat room. Maybe I miss a question. If you have a question about BLUE-3 or maybe any other of our plugins, just let us know, of course. I see Johan Bertner did share what is playing live in Oorschot, 18th of October 2025 in the winter. So first we enjoy the summer. Will be it's called the Stoelendans, and I joked while being there last Saturday, the Stoelgang, but that's of course something else. In Oorschot. So the Stoelendans in Oorschot, a small town near Eindhoven, main acts. Well, that's me, of course, next to Unisphere, Radio Massacre International from the UK, and Tectonia. So the whole day we'll have concerts. And then there's a little stage where you also can enjoy some electronic music. Then, of course, there is meet and greet. You can purchase CDs, vinyl. You can meet artists there. It's very nice. So, but of course, I will, after the summer, I will promote it again. Okay, so let's see the chat room if I maybe missed something. Yeah, Tokyo Skyline, also the second digit. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, that it's missing. Yeah, about this new synthesizer, the release date will be 22 of July. So you need to wait for a bit more than a month. Everything is going well. We even could release it next week, but we want to spend a little bit more time in creating presets. And of course, when I'm on holiday, I cannot do live streams about this new product and that so on. So I want to be back once we release it. But it also goes very well, and it will be a new product in the Explorer 10 at no cost. It sounds great. It sounds different again. High quality. I have fun with it now, creating presets, so it's doing very well synth sounds, by the way, just like the BLUE-3. Of course, we have them presets from Clangweld, from Jamal is working on presets, of course, myself included, and of course, we know the skills of Jamal. He did one of the best Koto sounds on the on BLUE-3, this one. Definitely amazing how we programmed that one, which is this FM synthesis, 6 oscillators used, but it's really very nice Koto sound. Isn't that amazing? Almost sound like a real one. Yeah, there are also real samples on board, so from Pizzicato. Yeah, no samples. Yeah, it's a unbelievable presets from Jamal. I mean, this guy is really brilliant. Does very different sounds compared to all the other sound designers we so regularly pop up or myself. And it's in the introduction bank. You check it out. DX7 Koto by Jamal. So it's really, and you see, you use a lot of drifting also inside of it. So the oscillators are pretty much drifting. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, so this introduction bank, so if you're new to BLUE-3, just check the demo version and you can play it. There are many presets. Yeah, you can scroll to the right, by the way, in the bank manager. Tom piano. Sky Brass. Okay, guys, let me check again. Last week we discussed a lot of synthesis. Now I did more playing around. The XY, of course, is this one uses the vector mode. You see, there's no destination. All is done. But the vector mode is active. This means that you see then the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not sure if all are active. Yeah, 4 are active. You see Synfox, another Synfox, and a Metal Sleigh. So now the XY moves essentially. This is vector, just like Vecto. A move from one oscillator to the other oscillator sound. Cool, isn't that? So the XY has different modes, essentially. Also, you can combine it with, again, using anything to control with the XY. Yeah, editing is possible, but if you say, oh, too many dots, okay, then you say, make it 8 dots, and then you can move 8 dots. And it's non-destructive, so I can still come back to 128. Or simply 4. So this is the vector mode, and maybe you recognize, hey, that looks a bit similar to Vector. And essentially, Vector is a kind of light version of BLUE-3 with only the focus on its vector mode and 4 oscillators. So it's not fully the same in some parts, but it's yeah, it's a little sister. Not sound-wise, because sound-wise Vector is at the same level. Sequencer that I mentioned last week already. There's the normal view and you have the wave view where you can have on each step a different waveform. You see oscillator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 depending on what is active. In this case there are 2 oscillators only active, so a lot of noise for 2 oscillators. So I'm still in the introduction bank. Also in the right hand side, so many. I think over, I'm not sure. I think over 4,000 presets, all kind of styles also, and of course the original presets from the Blue are also inside of it, and still amazing stuff. Okay. This is BLUE-2. So yeah, I went down to. Oh, here's also something strange. Yeah. So this is from the XBank. Yeah, these are the original Blue presets, which are also inside. And I see I need to clean up the banks a little bit because you see in the original Blue we use the bank system, which has one bank has 128 presets, and then you also could add your name as sound designer. So here you have Twitter addition, but it's a default preset, doesn't do anything. So these are things which are incorrectly in this format where all the presets are single preset files. So we need to clean up a few things. Anyhow, that was it for today. Next week we will have another live stream. It will be the last one before my holiday. And then of course we mentioned BLUE-3 again. And after my holiday, be sure the new synthesizer will be shown to you and played to you. And it's going to be exciting. Very cool synthesizer. Great addition to the already very versatile Explorer 10 bundle. I would say thank you for watching. Enjoy creating music. And see you next time.